Hello, my nasties. How you doing? Welcome to YouTube. And don't forget to like and subscribe. So let's go ahead and continue from TikTok. So on my TikTok, I'm talking about fire stories. Now that kind of hit a trigger for the shop I was working at. Let me tell you the entire not in detail every single thing, but the entire gist of this place. So I replied to a Craigslist posting. I replied to it. I showed up. The girl who was the current manager and piercer interviewed me. The owner came in and did the same. No problem. Now, with that being said, as soon as I got hired, there was massive animosity towards me, massive dislike, because I came in, and I'm going to tell you how the fuck it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm not going to be your fucking crybaby. I mean, your fucking pillow for you to be a crybaby on. No, I'm here to do my fucking job, and my job is to collect payment. My job is to speak to the customers, pierce, all that stuff. I didn't tattoo at the shop, though. I think I tattooed like twice, and it was like friends of mine. But I pierced at the shop. So, with that being said, actually a couple. So the girl I replaced just hated me so fucking much that she left, and she did not come back. Then the husband, boyfriend, whatever the fuck he was to her, I don't think he was there for the first couple of months. Or maybe he left right away, but I remember him not being there for a period of time. And then he came back. And then he had an attitude problem because I would question him. And he actually got really nasty with me once because of the fact that I said, hey, how much was the tattoo? You don't need to worry about that. I'll give you what is the half. I said, no. How much is the tattoo? I need to know the whole thing so I can write it down. Anyways. He had an attitude problem and he hated me. And his wife or girlfriend, whatever she was, hated me too, which trickled down to 2 other people in the shop who also hated me because of him. He was the ringleader. Like, he was the fucking OG that everyone followed around like a fucking lovesick fucking puppy. And then he had an apprentice that actually started tattooing when he was gone, and he ended up being really talented. Like, he's a very talented man. Arrogant, and not humble at all, and thought of himself as better as other people, but he saw a soft spot at times. And he ended up being a cool dude towards the end, but fuck him too. Fuck all of them. So, now, this is what happened when I found him doing his thievery. So, remember the fact that he did not like me questioning him. Keep that in mind. Now, there was a client of his. I don't know how he gets them. That's none of my fucking business. Oops, I cursed. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. So, he ended up coming, and his client ended up showing up, and his client showed up, and I'm sorry. Hold on. Like the dead air call. There we go. Yeah, when they're dead air, I just hang up. So, anyways, she shows up with, I believe, her husband or boyfriend, I don't remember, but she wanted to get, or she was getting, a cherry blossom branch or tree, something like that, from her knee to her shoulder. Beautiful. And I'm not doubting the guy's talent. I'm not saying anything about that, because he is very talented. Yes, he is. No shame about that, no qualms, nothing, right? So, he hands me only $250. Like, they iron out a few more things. They leave for like 10-20 minutes to go grab a bite to eat or grab some drinks. And they come back, and he comes back and hands me $250. It's okay. So the tattoo's only $500? He's like, yeah, the whole tattoo's $500. You're charging $500 from a tattoo from the knee to the shoulder, realism, with color, cherry blossom tree. me being metida, me being Latina, and fucking nosy, excuse me, I cursed again, I'm sorry. Me being nosy, I ended up going outside, excuse me, and this is when I used to smoke. When I smoked a lot of cigarettes. She was outside smoking a cigarette. I believe they just got like just past her side of the knee, mid-thigh, and that hurts a lot right there. So I believe she was smoking, or her husband smoking, I don't remember. Anyways, they're outside. So the tattoo artist went somewhere for a few minutes, and I went and asked her, and I was like, oh my God, it's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be really well done. How long have you been talking to him about this? Oh, it's been about like 3 months we've been talking about it, or like 2.5 months we've been talking about it. I already paid for the entire tattoo. I'm like, oh, you already paid for it? Oh, you paid for it today? And she's like, no, today I just gave him his tip. And I'm like, oh, how much did you pay for it then? She's like, oh, about $1,400, and then his tip was $500. And I'm like, wait a second. So the tattoo was $1,400. He told you just to bring the tip today? He's like, yeah. He just told me bring the tip today, and then he'll work it out with the shop. I said, okay, you got it. Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, no problem. Okay. I get on my cell phone, not the shop phone. I get on my cell phone, and I say, hey guys, can you watch the front for me? I'm going to go around the corner to the taco truck. And they're like, oh, okay. I told them, like, listen, actually the shop phone reached out there, but I didn't feel like taking it with me. I was like, just give me like 15, 20 minutes for they can make my food and stuff. He goes, okay, no problem. So I go and I call the owner. I say, hey, owner of tattoo shop. Just want to let you know that your pride and joy, your first guy, just lied and just robbed the shop of $1,400. Well, half that. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, it's about $650, $700 that he's taking away from you. And he's like, I don't understand. I said, let me explain. Chick shows up. She says, she's getting tattooed. He tells me $500. And I tell him the size and what's going on. He's like, no. The owner, mind you, the owner doesn't tattoo her. I think he did at one point, but didn't continue. He just had a shop. Now, he goes and he's like, well, no, that sounds more like 1,500. The 13 to 1,500. I said, exactly. And that's how much he charged her. They've been talking about it for 2 to 3 months. And he told her to bring his tip only. His tip only. Because she already paid him. So she brought him $500. And he gave me $250. I don't need your tip. Tip you can keep for yourself. I'm not calculating into that what you have to owe us. It's 50-50. You're charging $1,000. The shop gets $500. You get $500, and then you have a tip of $500. That's $1,000 for yourself. Now, when I said something about it, the owner's like, okay, can you prove it? I said, okay, I got you. So I come back. I did get my tacos. I come back. I sit down and I'm eating. The girl is like, oh no, the tattoo artist comes back and they're tattooing for a little while. Then he goes outside and smokes a cigarette. Mind you, everyone else is in the shop. I put my phone on record. No one knows this. The only person who knows this was the owner. Nobody knows I did this. I put my phone on record. I said, hey, can you just tell me the date when you made the payment of the $1,300 or $1,400? I just need to note it in my book. She's like, yeah. It was about 2 weeks ago. I said, okay. Was it cash or card? Oh, it was cash. I said, oh, okay, no problem. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I write it in the book so that there's proper paper trail. I was like, okay, no problem. Now, today was the $500. And you said that was a tip, correct? He's like, yeah. He told me to bring the money in as a tip. And then he said he would work it out with you guys. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm ironing everything out just to make sure. I was, okay, no problem. Cool. I take it off record and I send it to him. And I say, hey, this is in front of everyone at the shop. There was 3 people in the shop. 3. Why 2 of them, his 2 henchmen, the one that hate me, 2 of them quickly get up and run outside. They quickly both spark up a cigarette. And all you hear is, what? And he comes into the shop. And he comes in and tells me, you shouldn't be doing that. I said, doing what? He was like, I'll talk to you. Let me finish. So he goes and he finishes up the tattoo. It gets late. I think it was like 10:30 or something like that. It was late. The girl has been sitting for hours. They finish up, whatever, they leave. He's like, why in the hell would you go to the shop owner and tell him that? That tattoo was $500. I said, oh, really? Oh, really? So why is the customer saying it was $1,400 and she paid you a couple of weeks ago, and then you informed her to bring $500 today as your tip, and you only gave me $250? Where's the roommate? Again, I don't know if it was, I don't remember if it was 13 or 14. I was like, where's the 700, the 650? Where is it? Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't tattoo. I said, really? I've been in this community. I've been tattooing and piercing at that point for 11 years. Or 12. 11. No, 12. 12 years. I know what I'm talking about. I've tattooed, I've pierced, I've managed. I know what I'm talking about. You can't tell me otherwise. Oh, not at my level. I don't care if it's at your level or not. I don't care. I'm bougie as hell. And I can price a tattoo. You know why? Because I understand how tattoos work. They take a lot of time and energy and effort. So I know. Me personally, if I wanted to do a tattoo like that, that's going to be $1,500 to $1,600. You did $200 to $300 less than I would. So, what is the issue? You stole money. And how long has that been going? You've been with this shop since it started. And this place hasn't had a proper manager. And the person that was the manager, you knocked up. So apparently when I came in, the shop was not doing so well. Well, no wonder. The tattoo artists are only giving you a quarter of what is supposed to be given. They're stealing the rest. So when I started working there and I started calculating everything, the shop was making a lot more money. I'm talking, well, not every single day was like thousands and thousands, but it was definitely fucking up there. Oh, excuse me, I cursed again. I'm so sorry. It's definitely up there. For sure up there. Some days was a lot less. Other days was a lot more. But you can't tell me that your customer is making up an entire lie when their significant other backed them up. This makes no sense. So what is also a thing is that one of the big names in the tattoo industry was actually friends with the shop owner and also friends with this particular artist because they both started off in the shop. So with that being said, the owner of the shop let goes of the guy who was stealing, and he was so butthurt because that guy's been with him this entire time, and the shop has went from doing really well to like doing crappy. So it turned into a huge fiasco. Oh, it's her, da-da-da, she's doing it. No, I'm not. I'm reporting everything. I'm going straight to the owner every single day, giving him updates throughout the day. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm telling them that you're stealing. So he gets let go. So that creates more animosity with the 2 of his little minions. One of them is a white guy, one is a Spanish dude. Now, the Spanish dude had mixed feelings about me. Sometimes he really hated me. whenever his little buddy was around. At other times when he wanted to apologize and kiss my ass, he would be like, I'm sorry being nasty to you. I shouldn't be nasty to you. Like, you're a cool chick. You just get on my nerves. I'm like, okay, but you treat me like gaki. Like, you're nasty to me. You're rude. And then I tell you about yourself, and then you get angry. So then this turns into the next person I fire, which is the white dude. So the white dude is a drunk, and he constantly fighting with me. Oh, don't tell me what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. Clean your station. Help me clean. Oh, that's not my job. My job is a tattoo. I was like, you want a tattoo in filth? Go right ahead then. I would have to clean those floors a bunch of times because they were dirty. These tattoo artists didn't care. Their stations were dirty. Cool. Then when I let him go, I hired another dude, another tattoo artist. This tattoo artist coming from Jersey, and I really liked his work. He was neo-traditional mainly, but he can bang out some cute tattoos. Cool. Now, he became really chummy really quickly with the other tattooists. Well, come to find out, he's a drunk too. And I'm not talking about like a little beer here and there. I'm talking about full-blown drunk, pissy drunk, tattooing people. And when I caught him, I told him he needs to leave. I'm telling the owner, listen, he's drinking. He's drunk. He tattooed a girl drunk the other day. He keeps drinking. He goes across the street and has 5 or 6 double shots and then comes back and then uses mouthwash and gum. He's a drunk. He's a drunk. And this guy I actually became cool with. And I kept telling him, you can't do this. You continue, I'm going to let you go and you need this. He continued. I let his ass go too. It just was... That place, I loved it and I hated it at the same time. At the same time, it was a pain in my behind. Moral of the story here is, if you're going to steal, be smart. Again, if you're going to steal, be smart. I'm not telling you to go do it. If you want to do what you want to do in your spare time is none of my business. I don't care if you're a shoplifter. I don't care if you rob banks. I don't care. I don't want no part in it. I want no part in it. That's your life, but that does not affect me. So, if you want to steal, be smart. But if you're going to steal and it's going to hurt other people, you're going to deal with me. Don't get me wrong, I am not perfect, I am not clean. I've done some shit that I shouldn't have done in my life. I've paid for it and I've turned around. But I have not sat there and blatantly do this and be like, oh no, I didn't do it. Or no, you're lying, you're making it up. I'm watching you do stupid shit. So the tattoo artists in New York are like this. They're just a pain in the butts. They basically think they run everything. They're not humble. And when you run into humble ones, you're like, whoa, this is pretty dope. And they're usually really great tattooists. But all of them are cocky. That's why I don't want to be in the industry anymore. I don't want to tattoo. I don't want to pierce. Like, I'll pierce once in a blue, but I don't want to be in a shop. Unless it's like a humble and good experience with the people are being good or genuine, then I'm down. But I'm not going into regular shops anymore. I'm not going to do it because they're just full of angry, depressed mofos. If you do like my stories and what I got going on, because it's always something funny or something cool, something crazy. If you like more of these, like and subscribe. Please. And I will continue. I will keep going forward. Okay. Like and subscribe. Bye.